Hello, students. Today we will discuss some very important diseases that are caused by bacteria and protozoa. These diseases are not just part of your syllabus but also a matter of public health, so understanding them deeply is essential. Let's begin. The first bacterial disease is tuberculosis or TB. Its causative agent is Mycobacterium tuberculosis. TB is an airborne disease spread when an infected person coughs, sneezes, or even talks. It mainly affects the lungs called pulmonary TB but can also affect other organs like the brain, spine, and kidneys, which we call extrapulmonary TB. Symptoms include chronic cough with blood-tinged sputum, fever, night sweats, and weight loss. Now, one of the biggest challenges is drug resistance. We have MDR-TB, multi-drug resistant TB, resistant to the two strongest drugs, isoniazid and rifampicin. XDR-TB, extensively drug-resistant TB, which resists even more drugs. Ma'am, may I ask a question? Yes, go ahead. How do doctors confirm if a person has TB? Good question. TB is diagnosed using the Mantoux test, tuberculin skin test, chest x-rays, and sputum smear microscopy. Prevention includes the BCG vaccine given in infancy, and treatment is done under the DOTS strategy recommended by WHO, supervised under India's RNTCP program. Next is cholera, caused by Vibrio cholerae. It spreads through contaminated water and food. Inside the intestine, the bacterium releases a toxin that forces cells to release water and salts. The hallmark symptom is rice water stool profuse, watery diarrhea. Rapid dehydration may cause death within hours if untreated. Treatment is immediate rehydration using ORS or intravenous fluids. Antibiotics may also be given. Prevention lies in clean water, sanitation, and hygiene. The next disease is typhoid fever, caused by Salmonella typhi. It spreads through fecal-oral route, again via contaminated food and water. Symptoms include sustained high fever, headache, weakness, stomach pain, and sometimes rose-colored spots on the skin. Severe cases can lead to intestinal perforation. An important concept here is chronic carriers. Some people recover but still carry the bacteria in their gallbladder and spread it unknowingly. The most famous was Typhoid Mary in New York. Diagnosis is done by the Widal test. Prevention includes vaccination and proper SAM. Let's quickly see some other bacterial diseases. Tetanus, caused by Clostridium tetani. Enters through wounds, produces a neurotoxin leading to severe muscle spasms, especially in the jaw. Prevented by DTP vaccine. Diphtheria, caused by Corynebacterium diphtheriae. It forms a thick gray pseudomembrane in the throat, blocking breathing, and also produces toxins damaging the heart and nerves. Prevented by DTP vaccine. Pertussis, whooping cough caused by Bordetella pertussis. Severe coughing followed by a whoop sound. Prevented by DTP vaccine pneumoniae. It is inflammation of the alveoli in lungs. Ma'am, may I ask a doubt? Yes, please. Why are so many of these diseases prevented by the same vaccine? Excellent observation. The DTP-DTaP vaccine is a combined vaccine that protects children against diphtheria, tetanus, and pertussis, which is why it's part of routine immunization programs. Now let's move on to protozoan diseases. The most famous one is malaria, caused by Plasmodium parasites P. falciparum, P. vivax, P. malariae, and P. ovale. It is spread by the female Anopheles mosquito.
Inside humans, the parasites infect liver cells first, then red blood cells, which rupture cyclically, releasing a toxin called hemazoin. This causes the classic cycle of chills, high fever, and sweating. Prevention is done through bed nets, spraying, and eliminating mosquito breeding sites. Treatment includes artemisinin-based combination therapies, ACTs. WHO has also approved the first malaria vaccine, Mosquirix, RTS-S/AS01.
Another protozoan disease is Kalazar, caused by Leishmania donovani, spread by sandflies. Symptoms are irregular fever, weight loss, enlargement of spleen and liver, and darkening of the skin. Without treatment, it is almost always fatal. The third protozoan disease is amoebiasis, caused by Entamoeba histolytica. It spreads via contaminated food and water, with houseflies as mechanical carriers. Symptoms include abdominal pain, cramping, and bloody mucus stools. Sometimes it spreads to the liver, causing abscesses. Ma'am, may I ask one last question?
Yes, go ahead.
Why do these diseases spread so much in developing countries?
A very practical question. The spread is higher where there is poor sanitation, contaminated water, lack of vaccination, and limited healthcare facilities. That's why public health measures are as important as medicines. So students, today we studied bacterial diseases like TB, cholera, typhoid, tetanus, diphtheria, pertussis, and pneumonia, protozoan diseases like malaria, Kala-Azar, and amoebiasis.
Remember, prevention through vaccines, hygiene, sanitation, and awareness is the strongest weapon against these infections. That's all for today's class.